Dr. Sung-Shiong. From your perspective, what can the federal government do on issues of crime, homelessness, other issues of urban livability that are really local in nature and governance? But nonetheless, I mean, 3 in 10 people in Los Angeles County voted for Trump, and I think a large part of that was dissatisfaction with the status quo. And I'm just curious,
Yeah.
what would a new administration be able to do in this regard?
So let me give you again the practical things I try to do with the current administration in California. I toured Gavin Newsom and I toured Karen Bass 3 years ago to a piece of property that sadly I had to inherit called the St. Vincent's Medical Center downtown, the poorest hospital managing the poorest of the poor in LA. What happened was I tried to take over these Daughters of Charities hospitals that were going bankrupt to help the poorest of the poor. And the Attorney General really didn't help us then. He happened to be called Javier Becerra, who is now HHS Secretary. Really didn't really help us in that regard. So those hospitals went bankrupt, and I took over that piece of property. That piece of property, with the hospital no longer being a hospital, could serve as a mental health institution for all the homelessness, and not only have mental health care, but also physically break down a wall between two hospital rooms with the bathroom, and you right there, a massive kitchen, etc. No action, zero action. We spent money putting people into hotels, buying a hotel at $200,000. And so that is what I mean by competence. I don't know the motivation of not doing something at the core root of that. It still stands empty. That piece of property still stands empty. With regard to the federal government, this federal government now can really say, look, we'll come in and help the urban, but why do we need billions of dollars for a bullet train to Las Vegas? Think about that. What are we spending billions of dollars with a bullet train to Las Vegas that for which no tracks have yet been laid, but we spend hundreds of millions of dollars? I'm so proud of it as a sort of showcase when we have reservoirs that are empty. So this is the craziness of the frustration when and you're right, I've been involved in the community because I love Los Angeles. My kids grew up in Los Angeles. I evacuated this weekend, so I have personal knowledge of what it means. But quietly, I've been working with both local, county, and state government for 10 years. And the level of frustration grows and grows. Mark Ridley Thomas I worked with to try and create Martin Luther Hospital, which we did. But as you could see, there's levels of issues, better way for me to say it, that's involved with some of these officials that is beyond my pay grade. All I can do is come forth with some solutions. And now it gets more critical. Now it was time for me to really, I've just used the X or Twitter now for the first time in any real meaningful way, and come into audiences like this so that we can talk about it, because really it's too dangerous to wait and to not speak out.